Welcome everyone to the Green Mother Activations Mini Masterclass. And this is our second activation. We'll be working with, we'll continue the purification process, and we'll be working with the goddess Ochun. And we'll be bringing forth our thoughts, our perceptions, and our desires into this fire of love, into this container of love, to purify and align with our authentic self. And that's our purpose, to support each other during this extraordinary time of global transformation by having these circles, by connecting with each other and receiving this divine support and divine partnership with beings of light who are here to assist us in our ascension process. So we become more and more aware of these different, of our own multidimensionality and how to tap into energy streams that are nourishing and supportive. And we're activating this inner multidimensional temple where we can draw from these different archetypes, divine qualities, divine virtues, in our everyday reality, in the moment when we are asking for support, we activate this multi-dimensional inner temple and receive the strength and the guidance and the love that we need in the moment. So that's what we're working with. And when we have this inner multi-dimensional temple activated, accessible, we can experience ourselves as light. We can unplug from the frequencies of separation and plug into unity, and the experience of ourselves as divine light, beings of light, incarnate, who are here to hold space for so much change that is occurring in our lifetime at this time. So here we are. And so Ochun is a goddess who is very powerful. I've been working with, if you have been coming to these circles, she often comes forth in the channelings. And I feel a very personal connection with her as well. Now, all of the places that we're visiting in these sacred site transmissions are places that I have been to physically. And so when I work with a sacred site, I have been to those places and have received these different activations and transmissions from the beings of light who have their own mission and purpose in relation to this site. So there is a shrine, to a sacred shrine to Ochun in the Caribbean, in Cuba, on the island of Cuba, in this region called Santiago de Cuba. And it is the, there is a basilica dedicated to Caridad del Cobre, which is a form of Mother Mary. And so she's very, there's a lot of devotion to Ochun in Cuba. And she is a goddess from the Yoruba culture in West Africa. And so her prominence in the Caribbean is because she was brought to the Caribbean from Africa and the African diaspora through the slave trade. So she is coming forth today because we are really going to address some of these energies that are coming forth in our time at this time, that have to do with enslavement, that have to do with being overpowered, that have to do with these abuses that are occurring with Gaia, because the slave trade, of course, was created as a way to, bring labor to these islands in order to extract resources that were then taken to Europe. Okay, that was the purpose, to extract resources from natural resources from Gaia. And this would be gold, of course, was the main one. But also in the Caribbean, it was the epicenter of the slave trade and the production of different products like sugar and tobacco. So these substances, gold, sugar, tobacco, also rum. There was a big production of alcoholic drinks in Cuba as well. And so all of these substances are substances that sometimes humans are enslaved by as well. You can be enslaved by alcohol, you can be enslaved by tobacco. And so we're going to take a look at some of these, bring some of our desires into alignment with the divinity. So we're going to take a look at, because all of us here are in the Americas or in Europe, we all have imprints from this time that are in our inner quantum field. So, and how does that affect us? Ochun is the goddess of beauty. She's the goddess of abundance. She's the goddess of creative flow. Those are her powers. Those are her qualities that she wants to bring forth in this transmission, and we are going to be activated in that creative flow and beauty and abundance. That's what she's about. And her elements are gold, the precious metal of gold and copper. So her shrine is actually built on a mine, a copper mine. And so that is her element. And so we're going to take a look at, what is it that blocks us from experiencing abundance, experiencing flow, creative flow. Now, some of us have these imprints inside ourselves from these times of, and again, in the transmission on Sunday, there was a moment there where we spoke about the triangle of disempowerment, this cycle of victimization of the victim, the predator, and the rescuer. That in all of our incarnations, each of us have experienced those roles, and we've been experiencing cycles of living in these different roles. And so in the quantum light practice, in the Green Mother activations, we are moving towards transcending, cycling in those roles into unity consciousness, into sovereignty. And so what happens is that when we start experiencing abundance, or we're calling forth abundance, we may trigger some of these imprints from the past, from our ancestry, that trigger experiences such as fear of separating, fear of disconnecting from the tribe, for example, and that fear of being, that Lucia was talking about, being yourself, this fear of being ostracized, of being judged, of being executed, which has occurred. And the fear of that if you don't conform to the ideology of the collective, that you will not be safe. Okay, so that is really amping up these days. So we have an opportunity to clear that up and bring it into alignment and dissolve those fears and include them into the oneness so that we're no longer driven by these fears. So that's one of them, you know, that we're afraid to be autonomous. We don't know, we don't have the tools to be autonomous. We feel like we have to go along with the crowd, go along with the group in order to be safe. So that's one of the energies that is coming forth. And there's also energies that have to do with greed, you know, not wanting to be greedy, not wanting to have too much, not wanting to leave others behind. And so when we observe these things in history, when we see what happened in the Spanish conquest, because it was all about, again, extracting resources from the Americas. So it's like Gaia was being used and in a way that was very disrespectful and abusive, and atrocities occurred. There is a tremendous amount of human suffering that occurred in the Caribbean. And so that energy still vibrates there. So we are going to do some work today to contribute to integrating this energy so that we're no longer functioning unconsciously from that fear or from that guilt or from that devastation or rage that this has occurred. We're going to face those feelings and integrate them. These things happened. You know, we have this in our history, and we will continue to have this in human history. So how do we vibrate at love in the midst of tremendous suffering? So that's part of the transmission, is really understanding and coming into awareness of what divine love is. Divine love is does not mean that you don't go through difficult things. It means that you're supported when things get challenging. You're supportive. You're supported. You're not alone, and you have the strength to face what you need to face. So this is the energy that we're calling forth, this strength. And the image that I sent today with the link, you can see Ochun, a beautiful image of Ochun with her lion. Okay, so the lion is harnessed. So that's symbolic that there is this courage, this resource, inner resource of courage and strength that she has harnessed inside of her, that she can draw from in challenging moments. So again, this is what's going to be activated inside of us today. So it's very exciting, because when we do this work, again, we contribute in our own way to the more that we're able to process these vibrations and include them into the oneness, into the wholeness, and let go, the more we can receive the new frequencies of light that are flooding the planet at this time. So we're using these new frequencies of light to cleanse and clear the past, cleanse and clear the ancestral wounds. And there's also the imprint of, fallen civilizations, civilizations that have just, last session, we worked with an ascended civilization, and now we're working with some of the imprints of fallen civilizations, where the power, the desire for power was self-destructive. So we're still dealing with the consequences in our times of what some of the things that happened in the conquest of the Americas. So that this is the energy that's coming forth, and we can do it. We can do it. We can face this. We can feel it, and we can integrate. And then we move forward. So let's just get started. Let's dive in and see what comes forth for us. So you can close your eyes. And take deep breaths. And just breathe into the heart. This is a very powerful vibration that we're calling forth. So we are going to be anchored into the Ascended Gaia, supported. And you can see your root chakra and your womb area, the sacral chakra, grounding into the core of the earth. So you see your line of energy moving through all the layers, the inner earth to the core of Gaia. You're anchoring your root chakra as well. The lower three chakras, you can see those three chakras grounded into the core of the earth, your physicality. And then say hello to Gaia, making the intention that we are plugging into the Ascended Gaia, the dimension of Gaia that is ascended. Just receiving an acknowledgement from Gaia and a blessing and a thank you. She's acknowledging us and acknowledging our work, thanking us for our presence. And then we just receive her beautiful nourishment, this beautiful diamond white light rising up into our bodies as we just make this very powerful connection. An unbreakable connection to Source. And then that energy just rises up through all the energy centers of the body and fountains out the crown of the head as we receive the cosmic light, the Christ consciousness, the consciousness of sovereignty, the awareness that you are a divine being of light, incarnate. So just allow that this beautiful golden vibration to come in through the crown of the head. It's filled with clarity, it's filled with courage. And that energy fuses with the earth energy and emanates throughout your inner quantum field, this fusion of earth and cosmic, an infusion of light inside of you, in alignment with your own heart, in alignment with the divine presence inside of you. So breathe into the heart and receive this light language transmission to attune the circle to the light. Karai nai chaka soa ha. Ha nai nai shunakene e chiki chikorai. Hana kora ha'a sinake cheke. Sana I shinoa. So ko ha'a na shinekene chinekene chikorai. Saikini chinekere chiki chakorai chiki sokoa. Activating the river of love inside of us. That love is just moving through every cell of your body, bathing, revitalizing, purifying every cell of your body. These energy streams of love. You can just feel your whole body tingling with this light. As this energy rises up through the energy channels. Shanai chanokurahi cheke chakorai senakeni chinakeni chiki suku shua hainai skene chinake cheke chakorai. So skoro sono haanai ini chinake chiki suku shua sanai nai chinakura cheke suku suranai. And then we're going to bring our attention to this region of the planet, the island of Cuba and the Basilica of Caridad del Cobre. So kuaha'a nei imi chinake e chiki sokora e chiki ni chike e sekere sonokora ha'a nei imi chinake shikoroa oskuru sonoa. And there's just all this beautiful tradition that comes forth from the Yoruba culture. And what happened is that these goddesses and merged with different forms to create their own unique vibration here in the Americas. And to serve the beings of light that were incarnate in this area. So there was this, there's a vibration here in this region that continues at this time of tremendous oppression. That is the result of some of the historic events that occurred in the past, you know, in the past, since the 1500s. So we're just going to be with that awareness. And then we're sending and emanating the river of love to this region, to this area. Just acknowledging what has occurred brings light to the situation. We don't have to sweep it under the rug or not see it, and we don't have to be overwhelmed by it either. We are facing it. We are seeing what occurred. And emanating love in the midst of this chaos. So we're just sending this love vibration to this region of the planet. And this vibration is the root of some of the disturbances that is occurring at this time, in present moment. So we're sending love, the vibration of love, to this energy, this imprint of suffering, and acknowledging all the beings of light that suffered atrocities at this time during the African diaspora and the colonization of the Americas. So we're acknowledging that this occurred, and we're sending light and consciousness to this region. So and so from our hearts, there is a river of love that is flowing to this area. And so Ochun rules water in the form of rivers, in the form of movement and flow. And this flow has the power to, it is so powerful that it can change the form through erosion. It can change the form of the land, the form of stones. So it flows through underground channels. So so with this continuous flow of love moving through our system, we're able to move and dissolve and integrate these imprints that are obstructing our experience of feeling love, of experiencing abundance, of experiencing overflow, of joy, overflow. So we're calling forth the vibration of overflow. Of this beauty. So just allow yourself to experience that flow inside of you. And that flow is gently removing and dissolving the suffering that all of us have imprinted inside of us, in our ancestry, in the Americas, in Europe. Soskoro sonoaha anai ini chinekini chinekoro wa anai sono shonoaha anai shinekoro wa anai ha chike echike chikora anai chiki. And this love and this flow and this compassion is extended to every human being that was involved in any way in what has occurred so in the past. So all of the roles are included: the victim, the perpetrator, the rescuer. All of these roles are included to come into alignment in the river of love, in this flow of love. So skoroshnoha anai chineke shinokorai chikesakos. So skoroshnoha anai chineke chinokorai chikesakoswa anai chineke chinokorai chikesakos. And these activations awaken this consciousness inside of us to vibrate in love, no matter what is occurring in the outer world. Sonoa an. So just take deep breaths. And again, we're going to bring in a column of light, golden light, coming in through the crown of the head. And just filling up any areas of the body that we have released energy in this transmission. As we're releasing and dissolving these imprints, any attachment to the story of suffering. Again, we're acknowledging that this occurred. We're acknowledging that tremendous atrocities occurred and that we are still affected today. And then we're allowing this column of light to come in through the crown of the head and to be absorbed by the inner quantum field, just filling in any areas where we have released energy through observing, through acknowledging, bringing into awareness, bringing into the light, this suffering. And then offering it to the fire of love. This is a collective imprint. Sana so hai ki chikeni chinakere chikarai chikisako sorkurai hai nai ini chinake chikisako. And so be aware of your connection to Gaia and that line of energy that's moving through all the layers of the earth. And we're going to connect with this vibration of infinite revitalization. So bringing forth this vibration, this facet of light from the inner earth that is gold and copper. Those are the elements that Ochun works with, these precious metals. And so we're going to, as we connect with that powerful frequency, we're allowing all of the patterns, all of the perceptions of the abuses, all of the abuses that occurred in history in order to extract these resources from the earth, all of the disrespect that occurred. We're just allowing that to be released from our connection. It's being neutralized. As we connect to the inner earth, so just allow that to occur. That connection to abundance, to the resources of the inner earth is purified with this transmission. And our connection to Gaia, comes into deeper alignment and deeper union in this purification. So we're able to anchor ourselves even more deeply, free of those imprints. And just follow the light language. So we're connecting your womb, your sacral chakra, if you're in a male body, with the womb of Gaia, which is filled infinitely, replenishes herself. Infinite revitalization. So connecting your creative center to the womb of Gaia, the core of the earth. And then receiving this revitalization of your energy field, of your inner quantum field, free of any kind of imprint, any kind of guilt, any kind of judgment of the past, any kind of rage. We're letting it go. And we're letting it go. Does not mean that we don't acknowledge it. Does not mean that it did not occur. It means that we are facing it and we are integrating into higher frequencies of light, where that suffering no longer occurs, that attachment to suffering no longer occurs in these higher dimensions of light. So we're seeing Ochun in all her glory, supporting us in this transformation. So she is uplifting us into these higher frequencies of light, where we vibrate in union. Yet we are fully grounded, we are fully aware, we are integrated and interconnected in the oneness of all that is. And so as we are activated in this way, we are given the gift of restoration and wholeness. And so from this place of wholeness, we can then support others who are also processing this vibration, this frequency of separation. So allowing this vibration of this frequency of light that is coming forth from the core of the earth, this emerald and gold vibration rising up through this grounding cord, rising up in overflow into your body. Infinite revitalization, restoring every cell of your body to the vibration of love and union. And this activation, it softens us because we no longer have to be afraid of facing those emotions and those awarenesses. We can be with those awarenesses. These things happened. People suffered. There was abuse. There was genocide. So just allowing this golden light to completely nourish you and revitalize you. And just breathe into your heart as this occurs and relax. Relax and allow the divine, the river of love, to do the work, to cleanse and purify. Surrender. We're surrendering to this purification. So all you have to do is relax and allow. Sonoahai shine shinako shuai. Sonoaha nai sono shnoa. Sonokoro aha nai nai shnoai. So shua sono shnoaha nai shinako shuai nai. Sonoaha nai shinako. And you can see these very, very high frequencies of light in gold and copper rising up into your body. And this is a very high frequency that is restoring your immunity. If there's anything going on with your immune system, it's this light is restoring you again to love and to union. And breathe into your heart. Haskini shinaka e chicken chikora he chiki shikora snakini e chinaki shikora e chiki sakusuraha na e sunaa na e ni chinakani chikoraha na e chikari sakura surkoa na e shanakora a na e ni chikari chikoro surkora shana e ni chikai shanakura chinakura he chiki shikosurwa sana e ni chikai e chiki sakusuraha na e chikro surwa sonoa a na e ni chikari chikora ha na e chiki suko ha na chikane chikara chani shiki shuko aha ha nai. Just allow yourself to receive. Take deep breaths. Breathe out. Breathe in into the heart. And then receiving some into the third eye, receiving this gold light. Focus on the third eye, the center of the head, the pineal gland. And just breathe into that area. Activating, revitalizing your visionary capacity, your ability to see with divine eyes what's occurring all around you. From a place of compassion, but also detachment. Shakura o noaha, divine detachment. So as you choose to unplug from separation consciousness and then vibrate at unity consciousness, there may be those around you that continue to vibrate in separation consciousness. So we learn to detach with love because everybody is in their own process. So we respect where they are. And we vibrate, we focus on our vibration and emanating this vibration of unity consciousness out into the world. So we're going to send this infusion of unity consciousness to anyone who may be suffering at this time, who may have lost a loved one recently. So just sending that love out into the world around you. And that love is going to go directly to anyone who is in suffering and separation. So when we come into our sovereignty, when we come into our alignment, that is when we assist the divine presence in the transformation and expansion of consciousness. So we make the intention that this energy of unity consciousness is moving into the world, creating a ripple effect of consciousness. So you become a sacred site. You become a light, like a lighthouse, emanating consciousness out into the world around you. So the more we can anchor ourselves into Gaia, the more that we remove these obstructions, these ancestral wounds, these patterns of suffering, this attachment to the story, the more that we are able to let go, clear the field to 0 point, the more that we can receive and expand in unity consciousness, in love. And then you are a sacred site, emanating a frequency of light all around you. So that is your service and your contribution. So be aware of your grounding, be aware of anchoring into the Ascended Gaia and receiving the codes of light. From the womb of Gaia. Shanoaini Chinakini Chinakorai Chiki Shakorai Chiki Shakoshoa Shanaini Chinaki Shinakorai Shiki Shakoshoa. So we're living in reciprocity. We're offering our gratitude, we're offering our blessings. We're receiving nourishment, we're receiving support. We are supporting the divine presence. We are supporting the transformation of consciousness. We are contributing our energy and our passion and our creativity to the transformation of consciousness. We're holding space for the divine presence. Vibrating at love. Surrendered to the inner divinity, surrendered to the presence of the divine, the indwelling presence of the divine within you. No longer seeking acknowledgement from the outer world, no longer seeking approval, but vibrating at your own authentic essence and purity. And service. So holding space for the transformation of consciousness, emptying ourselves with the river of love flowing through us, emptying ourselves of any obstructions to union. Shukura ini chinekene chikoi chiki shikoshwa. Sonos koroha anai siniki shinokoroha. So allow yourself to receive another transmission of light, cosmic light, in through the crown of the head. Just flooding all the cells of the brain and the glands in the brain with light, golden light, the Christ consciousness. The vibration of sovereignty, the vibration of union. Letting go, dismantling the triangle of disempowerment. We've all been in each of these roles. So we acknowledge that. Sono shonoahanai, shonokoroahanai, ini chinikini chiniko oaha anai ini chiniki shonokoroa. So skoro sonoaha anai ini chiniki chikoroaha. The victim, perpetrator, the rescuer. So koahanai shinikini chinokoroahanai. Lay your burden down. So lay your burden down. So Yeshua, 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 Om Yeshua, Naine Kechikoroa, Naine Chikechikoraia, Hana na inich Kanehe Chikechikoraha, Na Chikis Kinishikusurua, Sana Anna inich Kanech Kiskorosoa, Anna inich Kechikoroha. Ana inich kechikoroha ana asakasaki shana ichikora chuloha ana chikane chikoroha na chikora sakaha ana ichikoroha. The blue ray is coming forth, the Syrian blue ray. Shanahi shinakoroha ana chikeshikoroha ana chikeskoroha. Trust. Sanaha, trust in love. Shorkoha, and Chikechkora, Hichikechkora, Nai, Chikechkora, Hanai, Chikescorsana, Senuswana. Just receive that blue ray. Courage, clarity. Acceptance, facing every moment. We do not need to escape. We have the courage and the skill to experience everything inside of us. Om Yeshua, Om Yeshua, Hana Isanake Chikishakurai, Hana Isanakisha Kurai Shikishkoskoa. So Skurasunaha Ana Inicheneke Chikishkorasurkoa Anai, Hana Isanakana Chikishkoa. Just receiving these codes of light coming through sound, being absorbed into your system. Recalibrating. And aligning with love, the most powerful force of the universe, love. And visualizing this beautiful flower, a sunflower. This is Ochun's flower. There's this golden light, this essence, this frequency. Take deep breaths as you're receiving codes. Be aware of your grounding and just breathe. And again, just allowing this, the diamond white light coming up from the core of the earth into your body. Again, it is amplifying your immunity, aligning your immunity, your immune system to love. Hi, Sydney, kisi, 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 kuswa. We're going to do our lion roar, where you stick your tongue out. So we're going to all do this together. You take a deep breath. Again. And one more time. Just clearing out the throat chakra, your communication, your interdimensional communication, beings of light. So just filling up the throat area with this light of the Ascended Gaia. Just filling up the throat, your communication center, removing, clearing any kind of control energy, any kind of fear, any kind of energy from the media, just clearing that up. And again, one more lion's roar. Take a deep breath. And then just breathing that light into the center of the head, amplifying your visionary capacity, your ability to discern and choose where you put your attention. Where you put your attention expands. So we put our attention on love, on union. Just focus on your heart as this transmission comes to a completion. We're just going to breathe into the heart and offer gratitude to Ochun in her full glory, this beautiful goddess who vibrates at Gaia gold. And we can call on her when we want to feel revitalized, when we want to feel like we're in the flow, in the creative flow of our own essence. We can call on this frequency of light. And then offering thanks to Yeshua, who came forth very powerfully to recalibrate the cells of the brain, the thought processes, to purify our desires and our perceptions. So offering infinite gratitude infinite love to the Christ, to the light, to the indwelling presence of the inner divinity that has been revealed to us. Soanai, Soanai, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace. Peace. And so you're going to visualize a golden sun, a sphere of light hovering above the crown of your head. This light is just shimmering with your own creative essence. And then you allow that sphere of light to descend into the crown of the head. And it's sealing out all that you've released and sealing in these new frequencies of light. Strengthening any areas of the inner quantum field with light. Any areas where you've released. It's being flooded with light. Be aware of the solar plexus, your power center receiving this light. Integrating, recalibrating, and aligning. And then a beautiful blessing from the Divine Mother as we complete the transmission. Infinite love. Align with the divinity that is you. How is everyone doing? And I see here that Asma is from India. So we have somebody here from India.
Wonderful.
India,
Wonderful.
love India. Oof. Thank you, Asma, for joining us.
Thank you, Anna. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love being
you.
here.
Mm.
Much love from India.
Mhm. Ooh. Clearing a little in my throat still. Deep breaths. Have to do one more lion's roar. So how's everybody doing? We'll continue to process all, that was a lot. So we'll continue to process, we'll continue to clear. And if, again, we have the skills, we have the tools, we call forth this multi-dimensional inner temple that we can draw from in the moment. We ask for support. So we'll be continuing to purify and align and recalibrate. And we will be meeting again on Thursday, the same time, the same link, and we'll be working with the Magdalene lineage. and we'll be receiving more and another attunement to complete this series. So does anybody have any question or any concern or something to share?
Yeah, to ask, well, share, ask. For me, in the end, in the beginning, there was also a lot of pain. Like in the back, it was like was a knife and it was clearing. And then it came, on the, how you say it, the higher heart. It was really itching, and then it got really light, and there came like a real big sun, and was spreading, flooding light inside.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really
I
beautiful.
really felt a lot of physical sensation,
Lots here.
and it
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah, yeah.
you felt an obstruction dissolving.
Mm.
More of them, not only one. There were more of them. There's just one I'm telling. Also in the second chakra, there was one, and but the one in my back was really like a knife in
Wow.
in my back,
That's lovely.
and I was like, what the? And then
Wow.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, I think I'm
So,
freezing. I was like freezing there. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Yes, so definitely these different energies can come forth as physical pressure or sensations. And so again, we're just invited to just be aware and to allow and to feel. And it passes, it moves. That's how it moves.
Mm.
So we bring awareness. It's just bringing your attention to that area of the body.
Yeah.
And as you bring your awareness to that area of the body, it shifts. Just observing shifts the energy. So that's how this works. It's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
and there was also in the beginning, before you started, you were talking about Ochun in Cuba. Was actually really weird because last week my daughter showed me a movie on like YouTube or whatever, on something on the internet, and it was about the suppression in Cuba, and I realized that I wasn't aware what was going on there, and it's so freaky that it's happening all at the same time.
Yes.
And it was in my system all the time, and I never knew that Ochun was having well, residing in that area too.
No,
Yeah.
I
And
didn't.
sorry, somebody.
Oh, sorry.
Did you want to share something, Sheila?
No, I was agreeing with the
No.
lady. Yeah, I was just agreeing with her. I
Yeah.
didn't know that either.
I didn't know. I
It's
didn't know
muttering.
neither. But then, and while you were talking, it popped up the suppression, but also the survival mode, because we are so used to have this feeling that we want to survive in this world that we forget to connect with each other and celebrate our power. And this actually came up to when you clearing that fear, and then you can start celebrating.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was beautiful coming that coming up.
Yeah, there is a lot happening. And again, you know, we have access to different dimensions of experience. So we are aware of all the different layers of experience that's occurring. And so we acknowledge all of them. We're including everything into the oneness. The Divine Mother includes everything. And we are doing our part to dismantle through the individual consciousness. We do our part to dismantle some of the patterns of suffering and oppression in the collective.
Mm.
So
It's huge. It's
Yes.
huge.
Yeah,
There are all these habits inside of our system that we're not aware of, and there's coming more and more up and clearing more. And I forgot. I don't know where's my camera. Just see my lion.
oh yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
Was there I have it all the time, Sekhmet, but also Ochun, the the power of creation. It's really cool. But that this awareness and also in the group being together instead of, well, not acknowledging that everybody has all these points of pain inside of the system, and thinking that we have to do that alone, carrying them instead of connecting and solving them and making each other stronger.
Beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. Connecting,
I-
sharing, process with others, connecting and making each other strong. That's what we're here for. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing that. So we're going to go ahead and close the circle because we've kind of gone over time. But this will be posted. I'm going to post it very soon on the YouTube channel. So you'll have access to it. And again, let's try and listen to it a couple of times before Thursday so that we can continue to clear this and to dissolve and to integrate into the oneness and come into alignment with love. And so I really look forward to being together again on Thursday, and where we will experience the galactic Magdalens.
Wonderful.
So some amazing more activations coming forth. So I will see you on Thursday. Much love to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.